So I'm Suzanne Clegg, and I am the founder of the Octave Resonance Healing Approach, which I created in response to many decades of working as an acupuncturist, a registered dietitian nutritionist, an herbalist, a medical intuitive, a sound healer. After being through graduate school in neurophysiology, super brainy, it seemed like the longer I worked as a holistic health professional, the more encyclopedic and complex my approaches became, and I said, I need to have a simpler way. So I developed the Octave Holistic Healing Approach, and it's a way to take any method and put it in the right perspective, because so often we think, okay, we just grab onto something like the Bengston Method or broccoli or a special herb or a special exercise, and we just say, okay, that's that. But how do you find a context for it? Because if one thing I know is that we all need our techniques, we need all the forms and the ways we do things, but we need ways to make them work. And usually the way you make anything work is you embed it in a whole, and how to tell what that whole is. So in the 4 octaves are life, physical, the life force, the next one up is emotions and images, and the next one up is spiritual. And the way I look at this is that this is just 4 things that everybody experiences, and they all happen simultaneously all the time. I can't pick up my coffee mug, my physical coffee mug, without having an emotion, without having an idea, which is spiritual, and without it affecting my life force. And the same goes for everything. This is a 4-fold way of looking at reality. And so what we're doing today is focusing on the upper 2 levels, the spiritual, or the octave of self-awareness, and the octave of emotions and images, because we're going to do a distance healing, all right? And but we want that distance healing to actually heal the physical of our patients. So we actually still are working on all 4 levels, but we're interacting over Facebook Live. So it's, it focuses on more the spiritual and more the ability to use our imagination and to connect astrally, emotionally with each other and with the healing forces. Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, Bobby. Good morning, Rachel. Great. All right. So we're going to have 2 parts to this. One is a little teaching segment, and I hope that with the teaching, you'll learn something. You'll learn how to either give a distance healing or how to receive a distance healing a little better. It's free, obviously. You're here for free. You haven't paid anything. But I do experience that when there's an exchange of energy, it works better. So some ways that you can contribute so that there's an exchange of energy, I'll just go down a few of them. One is you fully participate. So you're here, really listen. If I give you things to visualize, try to visualize them. If it's hard to visualize them, that's okay. At least try, all right? And trying is that inner gesture of trying to connect is probably more important than the accuracy of your visualization. That's so important. I'm going to say that again. That inner gesture of trying to connect and have contact with the group and with the healing process. We're all in different places, so your inner way of innerly connecting is going to be different than other people's. All right. And let me just see if the door's closed. The door is closed. Okay. I don't know why it's so noisy. All right. All right. The next thing you can do that would help is I created this group to help the readers of my book. And my book, I couldn't find it. It's around here somewhere, but I'm going to write it in the comments here. There we go. Anyway, it's called There's Another Way, Energy Medicine for Pets with Cancer. And so this whole group is for people who are trying to work with that book, with either pets or people, so that there's a forum to continue the dialogue and to train. And if you're able to review my book, there's a picture that popped up. Great. If you're able to review my book and steer people towards this group, that would be great. And then, all right, so That would be another way to contribute. Another is to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So whether you're watching this on Facebook or you're watching a recording that comes out much later on YouTube, if you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that helps me a lot. All right. And if you comment in YouTube, all that stuff really, really helps. I'm trying to get to a place where I can truly give this in an even freer form, and just, building the YouTube channel will help a lot. So thank you for doing that. And like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. All right, let's talk. Today's topic, the teaching segment, is about channeling. All right. Someone asked me what the distinction is between how I work and simply being a channel for spirit, universe, etc. And I love this question because I used to attempt to be a channel for healing. And maybe you do that too. To me, it's a newbie way of doing energy work where it's like we're fixing a car. The energy has to come into our tank and then we put it into somebody else's tank and they pop out all able to heal. It's a mechanistic analogy, and I think there's a better one. But I want to say that if you like doing that, go for it. It doesn't hurt anything. I just feel like I've gone beyond that. It was a paradigm or a way of thinking about energy healing that I used for a very, very, very long time. Not just with energy healing. I did it with my whole life. I had I still have a devotional life, but I used this image of being a channel for the divine to help me read my emails, to help me with my parenting, to help me with my cleaning. It certainly helped me, I think, feel nice. I would imagine that the divine was working through me to help others. And I remember I would sit, I'm an acupuncturist, so I would sit and hold my patients' feet while they had the needles in them. And I would channel divine energy into them. And the whole room would fill up with light and love and peace. And people would say, oh, I see this blue light around you. And it feels so nice. And I felt ever so important and holy. And it was, I'm almost embarrassed about it right now because it was as much about my process as it was about my patient's process. And if you're coming to me for help, it's your process that matters, and my process is only there as much as it will help your process. And it felt like a little bit of a glamour trip. And it could take away pain, help digestive problems. People did feel a little better, and it was nourishing. So I must say that it's not useless. But when I became a harmonic medicine practitioner, a sound healer, I would tune into the archetypal forces that I would use, and suddenly I was no longer the channel. And a better analogy for what was happening was the word resonance. So some part in me could tune into what I was tapping into, but the main thing was my patient tuning in to their healing, and was what I was doing actually helping them resonate with their healing. And so I learned that I could micro tweak. If I touched here, they were resonating a lot. It felt like their body was singing and humming with healing energy. If I changed my thing, it felt a little bit like a dead battery. So it was very much, I was doing things, but it was very much about their connection to source, not my connection to source. I found that when I was trying to stand between my patient and their source, that to be a mediator, I was a little bit trying to play God. I was like, I'm not Jesus, I'm really not. And I am not, the conduit through which the healing happens. The healing's already embedded everywhere, everywhere. And are they receiving it or not? And am I doing something that helps? So I noticed that I had to unlearn that when I learned how to work with cancer. And so I encourage you to think about this idea that there might be a better way. And when we're no longer being channels for divine healing, it lets us off the hook. We can have good days and bad days and still help each other. We don't need to be reverent or playful or pious or somehow on. The goal is to get the person we're trying to heal to be able to receive. And we can do that just being ourselves, just being in the present moment. Really, like radical honesty and authenticity seems to be, with all its muddiness, and sometimes it's happy and sometimes it's very unhappy. All that seems to be a much more powerful catalyst for our patients to receive healing than devotion. And I'm a devout person. I devote myself to many things, but when I'm actually doing my healing work, I don't do that. I really, I open my heart to the possibility of healing, so I guess that's a little devotional, but I don't think that is what's going to make it work. It's mostly because I like doing it. It's fun. All right, so let's see. So if we're not being channels for divine energy, and we will get to the healing, and we're not focused. Oh, so the other thing is that when I'm doing the healing, I don't diligently focus on the outcome that I want. All right. So I give my patients permission to have their own experience, because how could I not? How would anything else help them? You might have noticed that sometimes, when somebody prays for you or they're doing healing for you, it feels yucky. Sometimes it feels nice, but sometimes it just feels a little invasive. So really giving my patients full permission to have whatever experience they have is a more powerful stance than being a divine channel for healing energy. It really is. All right, but what are we doing if we're not being a channel? So we're giving them permission, but we do make contact with our patients. So in a minute, we're going to go through a guided visualization where I help you make contact in your imagination with the people and the animals that are on the healing list, and even to make contact with those that got on the list later. So you want contact, and then sort of out of the corner of our eye, you want to let the healing be happening, and you don't want to interfere or manipulate in any way, because I don't know how to cure cancer. Do you? Like, do I know how to make the cells apoptose? No. Have I witnessed it happen time and time again? Yes, but I wasn't doing it. I really promise you I wasn't doing it. And so I don't know how to do it. But I have an ego, and my ego is an important part of this process. So what I do with my ego is a couple things. One is I do a spinning visualization, which I'll instruct you how to do. And part of this is an ego distraction. It's more than that, but a big function of spinning is to give your ego something to do so that it feels like it's being useful. And it is useful. Spinning visualizations, different frequencies actually do different things. I know this is a harmonic medicine practitioner. Different sound frequencies affect us differently. It's just, that's a whole nother topic, okay? So the actual frequency, I think, sort of opens up the rigidity in our 3D matrix and allows a connection to source that we might not otherwise have. At least that's the analogy I have. All right, so in a few minutes, I'll do all that guiding. Let's see. All right, so I'm just seeing some people are having some trouble. Okay, Angela says, helping others resonate with their own healing rather than being a channel. This is such a good distinction. Thank you. Okay, good. Glad you liked it, Angela. All right. So let's see. I took some notes here. I'm so prepared. Just be yourself. Okay, let me read that. Focusing on your spinning helps distract your ego so it's out of the way. This is very important. And the vacancy of trying to be a channel and get out of the way sometimes leaves you just in outer space. And that makes it harder for heaven to come down to earth. I really like being grounded and present when I'm doing the healing. All right. I just think it works better. All right. So just be yourself with whatever experience you're having. Often unpleasant emotions happen when we're doing healings. It's almost like the body's clearing them and you experience them. So don't judge. Just come as you are. Let it happen. Relax and witness the healing. Be curious how it will appear. It will appear different today than it will tomorrow. I like to ask the question, what can I be aware of that if I was aware of it would help me facilitate an even more powerful healing experience for my clients? And then I don't get an answer right that red hot second. I just kind of maintain this attitude of wonder and curiosity. And this attitude of wonder and curiosity creates an openness rather than a focus. So I'm still in contact. I'm in a gentle contact with my patients, but there's an openness to it. I'm not bossing God around. I'm not saying you fix them and do it right now. It's kind of silly, but that's sort of what, there's a place for positive visualization. I don't want you to think that there's not. There is, but that's usually not during a distance healing, okay? It's super important to have positive images as part of your armamentum. Okay, good. All right, so in summary, the way I knew how to be a channel for divine love carried, the way I used to do that, carried a little hint of bossing God around and a little bit of ego. And maybe on another time I can tell you where to put that ego with the positive visualizations. But today, I'd just like you to think of resonance, think of curiosity and wonder. Have those inner gestures accompany you as we go on the visualization, okay? All right, I hope that tidbits is helpful. I hope that it will help us get more tangible physical results. If it's hard for you not to, if you kind of like disagree, or the only way you know how to do healing is to be a channel, you're still welcome to be here. Part of what I do in the background is I create a safe space for all this so that everybody who's here for healing is able to take what they need and leave the rest, okay? And often we, in our valiant attempts to help people, we give things that they don't really need. And that's a very human thing. And so I probably do that, you probably do that, like, so that's fine. But the main thing I'm doing is creating a safe space. That's why we do this in the Facebook group, not on YouTube. One of the reasons. And so if you're watching this on YouTube, if you want to be on the actual distance healing group, you need to be in the Spirit Gate Cancer Support Facebook group.